All right. Happy New Year, everybody. It's January 1st, the year 2017, and hope everyone is having a great day. There's an anomaly that's recently happened and a connection that's been made, and I just wanted to make a quick YouTube video about it. I don't know if anything will come of it or if anything can be learned from it, but I just thought it was interesting. Okay, my wife and I go to what's called Canton Trade Day. Sometimes they call it First Monday. But you can think of it as the world's largest redneck garage sale. You can buy tools, you can buy antiques, just everything Texan, country. I love the place. My wife and I usually spend the day and walk around. It's some good exercise. And you can buy guns, revolvers, AR-15s, 308s. Just a good, wholesome day, hanging out and eating good food and walking around a garage sale kind of place. Well, anyway, I made a video. You guys probably may have saw it. It's where my wife and I purchased two custom embroidered hats. The first hat said Margaret Worston Rape Rogers, and for those of you that don't know, Judge Margaret Worston Rape Catherine Rogers called Ken Hovind Worston a rapist during his sentencing. She then modified the trial transcripts, which is absolutely criminal. There were 8 people. One of those people of the 8 had actually been raped, and they signed an affidavit that said that they heard her say that, and that she did change the trial transcripts, which is a criminal activity in and of itself. So Margaret Worston Rape Catherine Rogers is absolutely a wicked evildoer that I believe will spend the rest of her life in prison once her crimes have been exposed for the world to see, and we're working on that, by the way. So that was one of the hats that we bought. The second hat that we bought that day out in Canton was Francis Schaeffer Cox, and my wife and I, we liked that hat, and we wore it around all day. Well, anyway, it got us into a discussion with the people that developed the hats, right? They I don't know if you use the word create, but they embroider the hats, right? They embroider the hats, and so they said that we told them about Schaeffer Cox and how we advocate for what we consider innocent political prisoners, and they brought up the topic of Berry Beach, and they told us to investigate Berry Beach. Well, I found this video, and this is where Berry Beach is freed from prison after 30 years. And you can go read about him and his case. He's on Wikipedia. I call it Wikidpedia because they're biased against conservatives and Christians. But he was charged with murder of a young girl. He spent 30 years in prison. They said that his confession was coerced, and they give all kinds of reasons. And they talk about how his prosecutor was involved in very nefarious activities, and he was pardoned by the governor. Okay, and he was charged with the murder of Kimberly Nees, I guess back in 1979. So this man right here spent 30 years in prison. His name is Berry Beach. A lot of people believe he was innocent. Well, this man right here, if I read in the description of this video, his name is Peter Camiel. I was like, I recognize that name, Peter Camiel. I said, that was one of Schaeffer's lawyers. And so then I found the core links that Schaeffer sent me about Peter Camiel, and actually Schaeffer spells it wrong right here. He says Peter Camiel, but then he spells it right here. You know, Schaeffer isn't the best speller, right? It's actually spelled Camiel, Camiel. But let's read what Schaeffer wrote about Peter Camiel. Peter Camiel was appointed by the court to do my sentencing after Traverso bled us dry. Camiel did a great job and was a hard worker. I wanted to keep him, and he put the truth in sentencing memo. He got removed from the case. I find this fishy. He was excellent, exclamation point. So Schaeffer really liked this particular public defender after he had spent, and he didn't have any, I guess he didn't like what the job that Traverso did. And Traverso, even Maria told me that he was a wet noodle and just basically fell apart during the trial. So let's go back to this. We have Peter Camiel, right? And then if you look at his man, he's kind of balding and he's got, the blazer on. And then I'm thinking he could be this guy, which is with Schaeffer. That could have been Schaeffer's picture during pre-sentencing. I'm not 100% sure, but they kind of look a little bit alike. But in any event, what's the odds that I go to Canton, right, to get a custom embroidered hat at a redneck junkyard sale? They bring up Barry Beach. Barry Beach lawyer was Peter Camiel, and then I remember that Schaeffer Cox wrote about Peter Camiel also being his lawyer, but because he was such a good lawyer, he was removed. He was removed from Schaeffer Cox's case, and they put on this Suzanne Elliott. Suzanne Elliott is a gun grabber. She's an absolute Jezebel northerner, wants to take away all the guns, and she was not a good lawyer for Schaeffer Cox. I just found that very interesting, and this guy, Barry Beach, I'm going to try to read about him, and he was given a pardon by the governor. He was given life without parole, but he was released because the governor pardoned him. And I'm wondering if maybe that's something we shouldn't investigate for Schaeffer Cox, that maybe we can appeal to the governor of Alaska or the governor of Illinois, or I don't know what governor we would appeal to. But if this guy can get released with life, he had a sentence of life without parole, and he can be released, then certainly we can try to figure out some way to get Schaeffer Cox released. Just a thought. I don't believe anything happens accidentally. There's got to be some reason why this lady brought up Barry Beach in our conversation when we made that custom embroidered hat for Free Schaeffer Cox. And maybe there's something we can learn here from the case of Barry Beach. Anyway, just a very interesting connection that was made these past few days, and I wanted to share that with you guys. You guys have a great Happy New Year's. Bye-bye.